If you wanted to encapsulate the defining characteristic of Mobile, Alabama in a word, you could simply say water.
Like Alexandria on the banks of the Nile and the Mediterranean, or the ancient city of Ur at the nexus of the Tigris, Euphrates, and Persian Gulf.
Mobile, Alabama is a port city geographically destined to become a mecca of culture and commerce. The mouth of the Mobile River opens to the Mobile Bay and flows into the Gulf of Mexico. These waterways were navigated by the Creek, Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, and Muskogee before the arrival of the Spaniards, French, or British. If we were to choose a second word to encapsulate the spirit of Mobile, Alabama, that word would have to be gumbo. Not only is it fitting that the basis of gumbo is water, but the defining characteristic of gumbo is the diversity of ingredients inside it. Good gumbo is gonna have shrimp, jumbo shrimp, plenty of crab, and chicken for good measure. It's gonna have a variety of vegetables, seasonings, and spices. But any Cajun cook worth his salt will tell you, that's just soup. You don't have gumbo until you add the sausage. The addition of sausage doesn't just add a flavor, it amplifies flavor. The fats from the sausage are the congealing, pun intended, and transmutative component of this recipe. In this metaphor, the African American experience is that final essential ingredient. After years of conflicts, skirmishes, and war between Native Americans and the European powers, the British explorers, later known as Americans, gained control of Mobile and its waterways. By 1830, their main import was slaves from Africa. Not coincidentally, the main export was cotton. Alabama was a cotton kingdom. By 1860, nearly half its total population were slaves. African slaves. This is the actual site of the slave market in Mobile, Alabama, as commemorated by the Dora Franklin Finley African American History Trail. Right here, ironically or unironically, at the site of the Alabama Power Utility, is where countless enslaved African men, women, and children were brought to be sold. And to continue the metaphor, dropped into a seething cauldron of gumbo.
Sausage.
But that's far from the end of the story. Because gumbo is not just a mixture of diverse ingredients surrounded by water placed over a fire. It's a culinary expression of creativity whose flavors only reach maturity well after cooking is complete. Time is the final factor in the creation of phenomenal gumbo. And as we will explore, the experience of the African American slave in Mobile, Alabama over time makes for a phenomenal story.